Welcome, or welcome back. If you've never been here before, I have a new series for you guys. Welcome to Nail Rewind, the first of many in this series, where I am bringing back retired nail looks that all had us in a chokehold at one point. We are going to see if they deserve a revival or they should stay in the past and stay a regret, because there's some really questionable nail I have been doing nails for 14 years now. I've been doing my nails since I was 11 and I am 25. I am not a professional. I don't have a license. I've just been doing my nails for a really long time. I love art. I'm a very creative, artistic person, and I love doodling on my nails. Back in like 2012, there was a lot of nail trends, and we're going to be getting into the thick of it in this series. Water marble, newspaper nails, taping off and doing all like the chevron and stuff like that, but today I'm keeping it simple. Doing the nails that myself and I think most girlies wanted from 2015, 16 to 2018. Like just the years that I went to high school basically. Which is absolutely insane that that's like almost 10 years ago now. That is 10 years ago. I don't like aging. That made me feel really old. You were one of two girls in 2016. Nude, dusty rose pink, ombres, or like crazy neons. But the one thing that most of them had in common was coffin nails. Coffin nails had us all in a chokehold. So funny because I wouldn't have my nails super long back then, so whenever I got them done, they just looked like little chodes because super short coffin nails just aren't the vibes. I know I'm not alone in this. The nails I saw on Pinterest and like Kylie Jenner would post her nails on her story. I never got nails like that done. And actually during this time frame, I wasn't really doing my own nails and I wanted to go to a salon. I would go with my friends. Yeah, my nails always ended up looking like this. Globby, not cute nails. So I'm going to be doing the nails that I wish I had during that time frame. We're gonna keep it simple for this one. During this time, simple nails were really in. The most extravagant thing that was done was a glittery accent nail. You always had the ring finger accent nail glittery, or like an acrylic flower. But other than that, it was pretty simple, so we're gonna get into it. Can we get a little commotion for the natural nail length? I'm doing gel-X nails as usual because they are the easiest, the quickest to do, and last up to 5 weeks or just until I take them off. Think smarter, not harder. Preferably for this set, you're going to want to go in with coffin gel extensions, but I could not find mine at this moment, so I went in with long square ones. I just filed the absolute crap out of them later, as you guys are going to see. But first I'm sizing out all of my nails, making sure every extension fits from sidewall to sidewall. Before applying anything, you want to prep your gel extension. There are a couple ways that you can do this. You can take an e-file with a sanding band and roughen up the inside of the extension, or you can just try and fit like a buffing block or a file in there. That's a little harder, but my personal favorite way, especially when I'm trying to do my nails a little quicker, is just taking some primer and rubbing that into the underside of the gel extension wherever my nail is going to sit. Then for prepping the actual nail plate, I'm applying dehydrator everywhere to remove any moisture, following that up with primer over the entire nail plate. This is just going to help everything adhere better. Then you want to go in with a very thin layer of extend gel. Ombré gel extensions and the extend gel are a little bit more on the pricier side in the nail world, but are so freaking worth it because they are such a good quality. And I'm slowly switching out my polishes right now to all ombré and 𝙤𝙤𝙘𝙤 Legend and more higher quality polishes. I cure that for a full 60 seconds and now we're ready for application. Taking the same extend gel, I first apply a thin layer about the size of my natural nail on the inside of the gel extension, and then I scrape off a bigger glob of gel to actually fill it when we apply it to our nail. How much you need really depends on the length of your natural nail. Since mine are pretty long right now, I need a little bit more gel to make sure there's enough to completely fill that space without leaving any air bubbles. For application, I start the extension slightly in front of my cuticle instead of shoving it all the way up against it. This makes it so much easier later when we're trying to make that cuticle area look super seamless. I slowly start pressing down near the cuticle until the gel fills up the entire space between the gel extension and my natural nail, and then I flash cure it into place for like 5 seconds. I definitely recommend having a good flash cure light. Mine stands on its own and has a sensor. I have had a lot in the past and this is the best one I have found. So the second my hand goes underneath it, it automatically turns on. Only flash cure for about 5 to 10 seconds, just enough to lock the nail into place and move on. done, and this also helps me get my application done really fast. Once I finish one entire hand, I put that hand into a full UV lamp for 60 seconds to make sure everything is completely cured. You definitely don't want to rely on just a flash cure light, as the gel isn't fully cured, and any uncured gel can increase your risk for developing a gel allergy or contact dermatitis. And now I'm doing the same exact thing on the other hand. If you struggle with doing your nails on your dominant hand, I definitely recommend doing that hand first. Trying to use your non-dominant hand on your dominant hand once you've already applied super duper long extensions, or even if they're not that long and you're a beginner, makes everything 10 times harder. I also get asked all the time, how do you do your other hand? It's literally impossible. A lot of people think I lie about doing it if I don't show it and just put press-ons on. There is no secret. It just takes time and patience. I've done this for a very long time. There are little tricks like using your pinky as an anchor to keep your hands steadier, but especially when it comes to nail art, you really just have to be patient with yourself. The more you do it, the better you get. Once all of my nails are on, I'm taking my e-file and a sanding band and buffing all of that shine. This is gonna help our polish not peel or chip on the gel extensions. I'm also very lightly going around the cuticle area to blend that edge into my natural nail. You don't want to actually file your natural nail though, because that can create a ring of fire. But this is so there's not a noticeable bump near the cuticle and it's super seamless. And then begins a good 30 minutes of filing, because I am a perfectionist, especially when it comes to nails. And I need every single nail to look exactly how I want it. I also was getting distracted because I'm watching Vampire Diaries when I'm doing these, which is definitely not helping. Once I finally have the shape exactly how I like it, I take a very small amount of acetone, and when I say small, I mean very small, and swipe it along the edge of the extension near the cuticle. This slightly melts and softens that edge so it looks even more seamless, and this really helps the grow out process. Lifting never happens. My hair does not get caught in my nails ever. I have seen a lot of people say that it completely melts the extension and makes it start lifting. If you're using really thin, flimsy extensions, especially some that are on the cheaper side, acetone can break that material down a lot easier. And if you're using too much acetone, it's going to do the opposite effect and make that extension lift. First, try using way less acetone. If you're still having that issue, you can try rubbing alcohol instead. It's not doing the same exact thing. It's not going to melt the gel extension the way acetone does, but it can help smooth everything out a little bit. I do like acetone the best though. I just wanted to mention that because I've seen so many complaints about this step and it sucks, because this is one of those things that has personally helped my nails last up to 5 weeks or even longer. I just want everybody else to experience that. And this is a very necessary step, especially with nails this long. You want to apply another layer of that extend gel on the entire nail. And if you're going in with especially long nails, you might even want to add a little bit of extra gel in the center to kind of build that apex so it has a little bit more structure. You don't want these super duper long nails constantly being able to bend and putting unnecessary stress on your natural nails underneath. Now we are finally getting into the design, what all of you guys are here for. I'm starting with a true nude shade. This is literally the color I always wanted back in 2016, and this is the color that I did get usually when I went to the salon. I swear everything was this exact shade of nude. Kim Kardashian, all the Kardashians were wearing this shade. Everyone's lips were nude. For some reason, the specific nude just had the entire world in a chokehold in 2016. Now, for creating the ombre, there are two different ways that you can go about it. First, I'm showing you my favorite method and how I did it in this video, which is definitely the quickest way that I have found, and that is with an airbrush. In my opinion, airbrushing is just like the most seamless, the best gradient, and I started using airbrush gels rather than gel polish and mixing it with acetone. Saves time, less messy, and they apply better and they're more opaque. I add the white into the airbrush and I hold the airbrush a little ways away. You don't want it super close. I'm very light with the airbrush when pulling back the trigger. I don't have it on like full blast. You definitely want to practice this if you've never used an airbrush before. And I just go in quick upward motions, stopping around halfway up the nail. Usually I do 2 separate layers, curing them in between, but these gels are very opaque. Since I'm not airbrushing anywhere near my cuticle and I'm pretty comfortable controlling where the product is going, I personally don't use liquid latex if I'm doing an ombre on the tip of my nail. If I was doing this near my cuticle though, I would be applying latex to the skin around my nail. And if you feel like you're gonna get gel everywhere, definitely use latex. I also hold one of these lint-free nail wipes over my skin while spraying all the rest of my nails so it's not getting all over my hands. Once everything is fully cured, I add top coat, and that just makes the gradient look so much better after airbrushing. And that's it. This is literally the easiest design ever. If you do not have an airbrush, you can also create this ombre with a pat gel. And I'm showing you this method on a press-on nail so you can see exactly how to do it. First, apply your nude base just like before and make sure it's completely cured. I've been practicing with pat gels for the last few months now, and there's definitely a learning curve, especially when you're trying to get something super duper seamless like an ombre or an aura. So if it doesn't look perfect the first time, just keep practicing because you will get the hang of it. One thing I've learned that makes a huge difference is applying a matte top coat over your base first, especially if the gel polish you have underneath has that inhibition layer, that sticky layer. And for the gradient, I'm using these tiny little sponges. They're like the big makeup sponges, but just in little cubes. And if you buy one specifically made for nails, they usually come with a little tool that picks them up. And the reason why I go in with the matte top coat too is little pieces from these sponges will stick on to the gel polish underneath this if it's sticky, and it's really, really annoying. And the matte top coat just makes all of that go away. I like positioning the sponge in the tool so it curves slightly instead of sitting completely flat. That way when you're patting the gel onto the nail, you're not accidentally stamping the sharp corner of the sponge in your gradient. I also pick up most of the gel toward the center of the sponge, so you can use kind of the sides of the sponge in that middle portion with less or no product on the sponge. Pat that in the middle to make it more blended. So with this method, I usually do around 4 layers. And once you're happy with your gradient, cure it in a big UV lamp, finish with top coat, cure it, and then you're done. The two really don't have that much of a difference. The sponge method is just a lot more time consuming if you don't want to mess with an airbrush, because that's also another difficulty, or if you don't want to breathe in the airbrush, which I always do wear a mask, but still. But these are the finished nails. Very easy and simple. I'm actually way more obsessed than I thought I was going to be. It has been years, probably like 4 years since I've done coffin nails, and I don't really know why I stopped doing them. I do think super tapered almond nails look the best on me, but this is just unlocking different personality. Like, I feel like an Instagram baddie. I like putting on my skincare and my makeup and stuff. I've been obsessed the last day that I've had these. And I know there's gonna be so many people watching this that are gonna be like, girl, I never stopped getting those nails. And honestly, I understand why. The verdict, revival or regret? I'm gonna say revival. Obviously, I want to know your guys' thoughts. Do you think they look chuggy? Kind of hate that word, but I don't know what other word to use at the moment. Do you think that they should stay in the past and like almond nails and all the nails that are trending now are better? I haven't had a set where all of my nails match in a while. I've been doing a lot of mismatch sets, so maybe that's why. It feels like very put together. I don't know, I feel like I need to do a full beat and put like a really cool streetwear outfit on and go and take Instagram pictures immediately. This is the first of many in this series. I am so freaking excited. Next one is going to be a lot more fun. I'm pretty sure the next one's gonna be the water marble one. So stay tuned, subscribe, hit the notification so you know when I post. I am so excited for this series, guys. I feel like I do have a pretty good memory of what all the trends were over the years, but still comment all the trends that you guys can think of down below from like 2010 to now, basically. Even the heart looks prettier with the nails. Okay, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
I don't know if you like the way I put my words together, but I need you to stick with me just like some birds of feathers. Or like bricks and scales, hand in hand, dropping corn straight down the well.